Attachment and the appointment of a receiver are powerful, but procedurally demanding, judgment enforcement tools that are appropriate in high-stakes collection matters where conventional enforcement isn't working. Here's when and how to use attachment and receivership in judgment collection. Attachment as a prejudgment remedy. In most states, attachment is primarily a prejudgment remedy, a way to preserve assets pending the outcome of litigation so they're available when the judgment is eventually entered. Prejudgment attachment requires showing a probable right of recovery on the underlying claim, a probable basis for attachment, typically fraudulent disposal of assets, inability to locate the defendant, or other specific grounds, and often posting of a bond. Post-judgment attachment is available in some jurisdictions as a mechanism for reaching assets that aren't accessible through levy, property in another county, property that's about to be transferred, or assets whose location is uncertain. The appointment of a receiver. A receiver is a court-appointed officer who takes custody of property or a business and administers it for the benefit of creditors. In judgment collection, receivers are most commonly appointed to take control of rental income from investment properties when the debtor has a lien on those properties, manage a debtor's business interests when business assets are available for creditor satisfaction, or collect and preserve assets pending distribution. The receiver has broad powers granted by the appointing court to collect income, operate property, and preserve assets. The receiver accounts to the court and distributes proceeds to creditors in accordance with court orders. When to consider receivership? Receivership makes sense when the debtor has a productive asset, rental property generating income, a business with ongoing revenue, that would benefit creditors if properly managed, but the debtor is dissipating the income, neglecting the property, or otherwise reducing its value. Investigation precedes receivership. Before moving for appointment of a receiver, you need to identify the specific assets to be placed in receivership and demonstrate their existence and value. Professional asset investigation is the prerequisite. People Locator, skip tracing, identifies assets appropriate for attachment and receivership in complex collection matters. Visit peoplelocatorskiptracing.com to discuss your case.